So I am here with my friends from Shoreline Destinations. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thanks for doing this today.
I am thrilled to present AmaWaterways to your clients. Now, I'm going to explain to everyone why AmaWaterways is the highest rated luxury brand of river cruises, some of the wonderful things that we offer that our competitors don't, and I'm going to talk about the beautiful Rhine River that's been chosen for your cruise. So, Lori, would you like to say anything before I begin?
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. We're really excited. Jerry and I will be hosting this beautiful trip next May 2024. We plan to do the 3-night pre in Lake Como. Jerry and I have been on the Rhine River before, and this is exciting to be able to go back and do this beautiful river again. It is truly one of our favorites, and we're so excited you're joining us today to learn more about it, and hope that everyone will go along with us next year. It's always a lot of fun.
And I'm Andrea Norfolk. I just want to jump in. So I personally want to thank Laurie for picking such a great itinerary, going with AmaWaterways, which is truly one of my favorite river cruise lines. And we have so many people on right now. I'm excited for everyone that's joined to see all these familiar names. And Kathy, we're excited to hear all about it. So we'll let you take it from there.
Well, thank you so much. And again, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company, but let's start with a little video about AmaWaterways to put you in the mood to cruise. I never get tired of seeing that. It's just so exciting. So let me first tell you a little bit about our company. We're a very hands-on, family-owned company. Rudy Schreiner is our president and co-founder. Rudy's considered the father of modern-day river cruising. Ironically, he started another company called Viking and another company called Uniworld, and he tweaked a third company called Avalon. His beautiful wife, Christine, started in travel in Germany. And when the wall fell, she went to California and worked with Viking with Rudy. And that's where the love story started. Gary's family started a company called Brendan Vacations when they came here from Ireland. And they sold it in 2002 to get the money to start AmaWaterways with Rudy and Christine. So AmaWaterways remains a family-owned, hands-on company. And all of the owners are very approachable. So the theme of our company is integrity. And to that theme, Rudy only lets us build a new ship when we can pay cash for it so that we never owe anybody any money. So we're a very solvent company. And Rudy says it's because he likes to sleep at night. So we did build a few ships during COVID. We have a few ships under construction right now for South America and another one for Egypt. But we're going to talk about our Rhine itinerary. Now, before we do that, we too also want to let you know that we believe in being stewards of our environment and minimizing our carbon footprint. All of our ships in Europe have won awards for being green. Now, Rudy's an architect and an engineer, and he designs our ships. And he does them differently than our competitors. We have something called a shallow draft. And what that means is we can sail in shallow water when our competitors can't. I'm sure some of you remember last year where there was a record drought in Europe. Do you know we were the only river cruise company who made all of our sailings? And that's because of that shallow draft. But we believe passion, purpose, and innovation win. It's quality over quantity. So Rudy's added so many bells and whistles on our ship, which I'm going to talk about. The top deck has all different levels of sun and shade. In front of that, there's a heated pool with a swim-up pool bar. Then the deck drops down safely about 4 feet, and you sit out in country club casual seating to safely watch the scenery go by. Now, we say oceans take you to countries and rivers take you through them. So what we do is plan this so you have more of a cultural immersion and we maximize your vacation time. So what we'll do is sail at night. We'll pull into the port about 6 a.m. Then you'll have breakfast from 7 to 9. Then you'll have your morning tour. You'll come back to the ship for lunch. Sometimes the ship even sails during lunch. Then you'll have your afternoon tour. And because you're parked in the heart of the downtown, it's easy on, easy off. So after your afternoon tour, you can go back into the city, hit the restaurants, the bars, the art museum, shopping, the sky's the limit. But we just ask you to be back on the ship for happy hour. Now, where do we go? We have 2 ships in Portugal, soon to be 3. We have 5 in France. Then we start at the top of the Rhine. We sail down the Rhine to the Rhine-Main Canal. That connects to the Danube, and we go as far south on the Danube as Georgiou. We do Egypt, Vietnam and Cambodia, South Africa. So the team at Shoreline Vacations can do all of these destinations for you. But we're again going to concentrate on the beautiful Rhine River. Now, our ships are very sleek with marble and granite without being ostentatious, but just absolutely elegant. Now, the lounge is the heart of the ship. So our lounge is a little bit different than everybody else's. Do you know what the most popular thing is in the lounge? Lori, can you take a guess?
Oh, enter information, receiving information.
Nope, it's going to make you laugh, but when you're on the ship, you'll see what I mean. We have a barista machine that everybody loves because it just has all different kinds of fresh ground coffee. Everybody loves to play with the barista machine, so that's available 24/7. All the seating is done in country club casual, so it's real conducive to making new friends. But something that we have different that the other competitors don't have is we always have food in the lounge. We have food in our restaurants, of course, but some people want to grab a bite in between. So we're always going to have food. So in the morning, it's a continental breakfast. Then for lunch, we switch to soup and sandwiches and salads. And we added grab and go bags because not everybody wants to have the big lunch in the dining room or they don't want to have lunch in the lounge. A lot of people want to go back in the town. So the grab and go bags are there. Then we have food that you can order like tapas of the day at the bar. Then later at night, we'll have a buffet and we have English high tea about 3 o'clock every afternoon. Every night we're going to have a show here in the lounge and the show will be about related to the destination. But then after the show, we have a musician and everybody loves to get up and dance on our ships. So the musician's going to play the night away for you.
Sounds wonderful. The grab and go bags, I think, is a great idea, Kathy.
You know what? We take, and thank you for that, Lori. We take every information that our clients request to heart. They read all of the reviews from the clients and we act on them. And this came as a result of different clients not wanting a big lunch, big breakfast or whatever, and they want to grab and go. Personally, our restaurant is fun. It's delicious and people like to stay in the restaurant too. But here's one other area that's a lot of fun too is the bar area. So we like to say we're inclusive, but not all inclusive. Christine wants it to be fair for those folks that don't drink. So that's why we're inclusive. So what we do is we have champagne for breakfast, beer and wine for lunch and dinner. It's only fine wine, so you don't have to buy anything of an additional package to get fine wine. Then the hour before dinner is an open bar happy hour. Now the welcome aboard from the captain on the first night will be traditional with the champagne and the wine. The rest of the week, there will be menus throughout the lounge and you'll choose during happy hour from that menu. So now I like lemon drop martinis.
Wonderful.
Now, this is a picture of happy hour that I put out so that everyone can see where the menu will be, what it looks like. It's next to the lady in the red dress. So this is a real fun, gregarious situation. And quite honestly, it's hard to drink more than we're already giving you for the champagne, the beer, the wine, the happy hour. And our drinks are really at a minimal cost of about $5, $3.80 for a beer. So when you do compare us with an all-inclusive competitor, they're usually about $1,000 more a person than we are. So what we like to say is think about it, 5 drinks a day on top of everything we're giving. It's about $175. So what you have to look at when you're choosing AmaWaterways is all of the things that we include that you're not going to have to pay extra for, or things that we're not overcharging for that you're not going to use.
I love the happy hour. I think it's such a good way, and we have some single travelers that are interested, and I think it's such a nice thing to have for people to gather before dinner, to make friends, make new friends. So I love it. I love it.
And 100%, Andrea. And plus, it gives you an opportunity to try something a little bit out of your comfort zone because it's included. Like that's why I tried the lemon drop martinis, and now it's a fan favorite here. And when somebody's traveling with me, I make everyone try one. But it's, again, a fun, gregarious situation. AmaWaterways is really relaxed. You're on vacation and we're a California company, and we want you to get the most out of your vacation. And that's part of the reason that we do these little things that add up to be big things. And I'm going to talk a whole lot about that throughout the presentation. One of the things we do is have nightly entertainment. So I mentioned that it's indigenous to the destination. We have a group called Lestrade. It's a string quartet. They go from ship to ship, and oh, they are just exquisite. But you might get singers, dancers, ballerinas, a comedian. We do a whole vast array. And again, people love to dance, so people get up and dance after when our musician starts playing. Now, this is the library, and it's a nice little quiet place with 2 cozy fireplaces, books, games. I love to duck in here and do my crossword puzzles. This is our average cabin. Our long ships and everybody else's long ships are the same size. They're all 443 feet long and 37 feet wide. We just put a lot less people on them in a lot bigger cabins. So the average cabin on AmaWaterways is 210 to 235 square feet with a real balcony and a French balcony in the same cabin. So why is it important that I'm telling you it's a real balcony? Well, some of our competitors have this window that goes down and they call it a balcony. It's a window that goes down. This is a traditional balcony where you sit out, you bring your cup of coffee, your glass of wine, and you watch the scenery go by. There's a very well-appointed, spacious marble bathroom in these rooms as well. Now, we do have French balcony staterooms. These are 170 square feet. This is a sliding glass door. It is not a step-out balcony, but it kind of makes your cabin feel like it's extending out into the scenery. Now, we do have some connecting cabins and triples and quads. Now, keep in mind, if you are in a triple cabin, it is a chair that turns into a bed. It's intended for a child from 4 to 17. Now, we have a flat screen and 5G internet capability all over the ship. Guess how much it costs? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you're going to get 5G internet. That flat screen is going to get first-run movies, music, regular TV. We're going to give you a keyboard to go online. We're also going to have our AmaCruiser app because we want you to stay connected in all different ways. So your AmaCruiser app is going to tell you where you are, what the tours are of the day, with the temperature, different money conversions. It's going to give you all kinds of information. And guess what, Lori? It also has the capability to send pictures home in the form of a postcard. So that you can say, haha, guess what? I'm in Cologne having potato pancakes. Or we're also going to give you real postcards and we're going to stamp them for you. Because again, we want you to stay connected.
Well, I love that idea. That's a great idea. And we always want to stay connected with family back home. So that's great.
Exactly. Now, too, you might want to take a spa treatment or get your hair done, nails. So we do have a spa and a salon Folks will make their appointments when they get on board. It's just a little additional cost. I'm usually working, so I don't get to have this wonderful treat, but I'm told it is fabulous. Now, we do have a gym on every ship, and I love to work out because I like to eat the food. Now, so feel free to take advantage of our gym. And again, in the vein of staying in shape, we have a heated pool with a swim up pool bar, and people use this all year round. I was on in November. People were in the pool at 1:30 in the morning in November because in the off weather, right now it's balmy summer weather, but if it's a little bit cold, we put the pool at 90 degrees so people can use the pool at all times. And it is a lot bigger in person than it appears in the picture. Now, I mentioned I like to work out because I like to eat. So guess what, Laurie? Do you know what we start every day with?
Well, it looks like fitness, maybe yoga.
We do, but it's a special kind of yoga. It's champagne yoga.
Oh, wow. I've never had champagne yoga before. That sounds great.
It is, and we have up to 8 classes a day. They come in half-an-hour intervals, and you know where the class is, what time it is, and what we're doing by your AmaCruiser app. And it'll also be in the cabin in paper form. We're going to provide the yoga mats for you. We usually like to try to do it on the upper deck, which is really fun to watch the scenery while you're working out. And if it's inclement weather, we'll be in the lounge, but we'll know where it is and tell you. Now, this is one of the things that really separates us from our competitors, and that's the quality of our food. We have a rule that Rudy made himself, and it's no frozen food, except for the ice cream that we make fresh on board every day. My favorite ice cream now is cinnamon of all things. It's delicious. But about 4 o'clock in the morning, you're going to smell these smells wafting down the hall of these wonderful breads and pastries. And the hardest thing I have to do every day is to not eat all of these pastries. But the food is to die for. It's called Chandon Rotisserie cuisine. That's the French equivalent of a Michelin chef. Now, we can accommodate anybody's dietary restrictions with the exception of kosher, and we do sincerely apologize to our Jewish friends that the kitchen is too small for 2 fridges, 2 stoves, and 2 dishwashers. But we can do everything else. So if you do have a food allergy, please let the team know. They'll put it in your reservation, and then when you come on board the ship, you'll speak with our chef, and then every day you'll get your own customized menu. Now, the dining room is menu service for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A few years ago, we did have some buffet service, but knowing that we are the highest rated of the 5-star luxury brands, we realized that we don't want to have buffets and people dangling a plate in a buffet line. So we went to complete menu service for all 3 meals. Now, we have 2 little wine nooks that are on the outside of the dining room. These hold up to 12 people. They're first come, first serve. There is no additional charge. They're great for birthdays, anniversaries, or if your friends are loud like mine. Now, this is a specialty item. This is our chef's table restaurant. This is a multi-course wine paired dinner. The chef does the whole preparation behind glass, so it's very pristine. So, Laurie, care to fathom a guess on what this might cost?
Oh, I don't know. I'm very interested. It looks wonderful.
Well, you know what I said about different inclusions that are going to separate us from our competitors, so you don't have to keep paying and paying? Well, the chef's table has no additional cost.
Wonderful. Wow.
Everyone's guaranteed 1 seating here at the chef's table. And if they can come back in with a reservation, it's still at no cost. Now, Andrea, have you eaten at the chef's table?
I haven't, but I've dined at chef's tables before and it is not cheap. So this is very exciting. I was going to guess 150 per person. So I'm super excited about this.
So these are the little things that add up to the big things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you another biggie in a few minutes, but keep in your mind, champagne, beer, wine, happy hour, chef's table. It's starting to add up. And here is another biggie. Now, I don't know if anyone was on a competitive river cruise, but with Ama, our tours are included in the morning and the afternoon. Most of our competitors do not include an afternoon tour, which usually cost about $100 a person. So now with us, the main tour of the day is going to come in fast walkers, medium walkers, gentle walkers, late risers for those who had too much wine. We're only going to put 10 to 15 people on each group, but you never have to worry because we never run out of guides. If someone picks something and we're going to get over that 10 to 15, we just get another guide. Then we also have hiking tours and biking tours and special edition tours. And again, these have no extra charge. So it was important to know that we're only going to have 10 to 15 people because our competitors put 40 on their tours and they don't take you in places. With us, we take you in places and it's all part of your immersion with AmaWaterways. I'm going to be on the Rhine within a month, and my sister's happening to travel with me, and she's signing up for some of these tours. And one I'm going to talk about a little bit, and it's a potato pancake and beer tour. And she goes, well, how much is the extras, the beer and the potato pancakes? I said, it's all included. You don't have to pay for any of the extra stuff. It's all part of what we do. And these special edition tours, some go to cooking schools. I've made pretzels. I've gone truffle hunting. I went to a castle where the owner was a vintner and a chocolatier. So it's a miracle I left. But nonetheless, these are all included in the morning and the afternoon. There will be no tour on your itinerary on the Rhine that you have to pay extra for.
I think that's so important because we've received so many questions along the way with what are the optional tours and how much are they going to cost? So that is huge that you offer this.
Yeah, I would agree. It's just a lot of people have asked about it, and a lot of people have been on other, whether it be a big ship or another river cruise, and have had to pay additional for tours. So this is just wonderful to hear that you don't have to. And I just like that there's so many included options.
Yeah.
No, and I always knew this was wonderful, and all the things that we include. I went to Iceland in March to celebrate my 39th plus birthday, and 2 days and a half of tours were $1,300. And then it hit me, the value that we are bringing with all of these tours that are included. And some of them are just, well, all of them are wonderful, but some even more wonderful than others. And I'm going to give you my favorites. Feel free to choose others, but I do have some favorites, and some of them are right on the screen, whether it's the Cologne Cathedral or that particular picture is in Strasbourg, France, which you'll visit. That picture was taken in November. And for some reason, their geraniums are still blooming. The gondola ride is in Rüdesheim, which I'll talk a little bit more about Rüdesheim, but the gondola ride only operates like in great weather, which you guys are going in a good season. Most of the time I go in late November, where we don't always have the option of the gondola ride, but so many things that I'm going to talk about on this itinerary that I just love. And I've done it, and we even have favorite restaurants now. But you guys are going to get on, same as I am, in Basel, Switzerland. You're going to start off in Lake Como, which, wow, that is just amazing. And the Lake Como option is something that you should really all consider. Lake Como in that area is just one of the most spectacular areas of the world. You are going to get on the ship, though, in Basel, Switzerland, and you're going to go north to Amsterdam. So Basel, Breisach, Strasbourg, Speyer, and Heidelberg is a choice that's a little tough one on that given day, but I'll give you some information. Rüdesheim, Koblenz, Cologne, up to Amsterdam. And I never get tired of this itinerary. It's just so pretty. Now, the Rhine River is spectacular, and you're going to be traveling north. Now, you're going to board the ship in beautiful Basel, Switzerland, and the ship docks right here against the city wall. So it's about a 5-minute walk from the ship right into Basel. Just depends on where the ship is located. Basel's this picturesque little town, and the whole square is right where the ship is going to be docked. It's all made out of bricks. Do yourself a favor. There's a castle that's a hotel that's right on the square. Just go in for a glass of wine or a cup of coffee just to tour this old castle. We use it as a pre-hotel, but it's just magnificent. Love going to all the little shops. There's chocolate shops that have all different chocolates in sheets. There's a little choo-choo for it costs about $1 that takes you all over Basel if you want. You're going to get a tour of Basel with Ama, but it's a nice little town to just visit. In the center, they have markets where people come in and sell their goods and things, but just a pretty little town to visit. Now, the choice the next day is going to either be Require or the Black Forest. So my heart of hearts is going to tell you to take Require. Require was the inspiration for Beauty and the Beast for Disney. These buildings date back to the 1500s, and some of the timber is like this big, and it's all original. And just walking through this town is so pretty. The macaroons here are the best in France, little shops and things, and it just makes you walk back in time, and you quickly realize why Disney chose this to inspire Beauty and the Beast.
That is beautiful. I really want to go right now. Can we all go?
There's a couple cabins left on my sailing.
That's beautiful.
Kathy, maybe you should come on our sailing. And I'm not kidding. I may be joining Lori on this one because it is just, I'm so excited about it.
And people here are so sweet. We were here with friends a few years ago, and the wife was busy working and didn't have enough time. So she didn't join the tour. So her husband was angry at her and just jumped on the bus with us. And he didn't have breakfast, but he didn't have his wallet either. And he didn't realize he didn't have his wallet until he went into this one little restaurant here. And he had his credit card, but it was less than $10 and they wouldn't take his credit card, and he couldn't find us. And one of the patrons that was in the little town said, "No problem. Come and sit with me and I'll buy your breakfast." And he did. And we all just laugh, and forever, every time I see that, I think of how friendly they are that they bought this gentleman his breakfast.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something.
Now, the other choice on that day is the Black Forest. I live in the Poconos. The Black Forest resembles the Poconos very much. So that's why another reason why I choose Strasbourg. The Black Forest trip is a lovely choice. And if somebody's interested in cuckoo clocks, that's where you're going to get your best deal on the cuckoo clock. So each day there's going to be choices, and they're all great. And there's also going to be those hiking and biking choices. Now, Strasbourg, France, you're going to be there in the morning and the afternoon. And we bus you in and we do the city tour. The theme of Strasbourg is teddy bears. So you're going to find teddy bears all over Strasbourg, and they're just so pretty. Strasbourg's always also famous for being the gingerbread capital. And the gingerbread there's wonderful. We walked up to the top of this cathedral. It's 320 steps up, and you get a 360-degree view. But the real thing about this church is there is an anatomical clock here in the church that was built in the 1600s. Well, guess what? It still works. And I think it's at 12:30 every day that the clock comes out, and the dancers come with their little anatomical hands and they do all this dance. Don't miss it. It's really, really cute. But right behind this church is a square with restaurants and things. And in that, and the cruise manager is going to tell you about it, there's this pizza place that has pizza a little bit different than ours. It's paper thin, doesn't have red sauce. It has all different kinds of cheeses. And when we go with friends, everybody will get a different kind of pizza, and then we'll all try each other's. It's lots of fun. We have our beer. If it's a little chilly outside and you eat outside, they have the heaters. But again, this great little city is just great to walk around. We will have a bus that will take you back to the ship at lunchtime. If you want to eat back on the ship, then the bus will bring you back into the city for your afternoon activities. But we like to stay in the town because we like to immerse ourselves, and that was very inexpensive for the pizza. Great shopping. There's a little shop that has this paper cone, and it's filled with all different kind of pepperoni for €5. Well, my husband's already thinking about that because it's one of his favorite things to do. Now,
I love all the detail, Kathy, that you're giving, because Strasbourg was one of our favorite places, but we had such limited time the last time we were there, and we felt so rushed. I do remember the gingerbread being very good, but all these little tips about the pizza, and I'm already now thinking we're going to stay in town and just enjoy the entire day there. It's so lovely.
I think we should get Kathy's tips. And I'm not kidding, Kathy. We should put together a document with all of your favorites, your restaurants, your tips, because that would be really helpful for this sailing, because you've done.
I agree.
So much.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
well,
I'm writing down as she's talking, so I've got the pizza place listed.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lori and Andrea, then we're going soon, and this couple that we're traveling with that's been there before has a favorite fondue place. And we're very close friends. We're part of a charity together and everything. So they've already reserved the fondue restaurant for us too. And I'm told it's record setting. So I'll give you some information on the fondue when I come back, because I think it's going to be a fondue and not a fondue.
Oh,
So fun. I just tried fondue for the first time. I just came back from Switzerland like I don't know, a month and a half ago. And it's the first time I've ever done fondue. And it was just such a neat and fun experience. Very heavy. Having it in the summer maybe wasn't the best, but it was fun.
We had it between Christmas and New Year's in Lucerne.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And we ate outside with the heaters, and they gave us furry blankets, and we were dipping the hot fondue. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
But this is another big choice of mine too. When Heidelberg, you're going to have a choice of Speyer or Heidelberg on this day. Now, Speyer is a beautiful city, and it is very famous for a lot of Jewish historical places. So if you would like to choose Speyer, it's a wonderful choice. My choice this day is the Heidelberg Castle. Heidelberg Castle is remarkably intact. So you get to see this beautiful castle. It's also the home of the largest wine vat in Europe. So after you tour this castle, you go down a hill and you're in the city of Heidelberg. Heidelberg's got all these little great restaurants and bakeries, and the Heidelberg Library hosts the most large collection of Jewish antiquities that they were able to save from World War II. So again, I have never been to this library, but during COVID, I did a lot of research. So now I am planning on visiting the library. I do want to see all these wonderful things. I just remember one of the times in Heidelberg, we passed a bakery and there was a cake that my grandmother made. So we ducked in and ate my grandmother's cake at somebody else's bakery, but it was just so nice. I have an agent who loves to go. There's a shop there that has Christmas ornaments all year round. So what we do, my husband and I, is we buy our grandchildren Christmas ornaments for wherever we are. So they have Christmas ornaments from all over the world. So this is just a wonderful little town to walk around in, great shops and restaurants and everything, very picturesque. So the day of Heidelberg and Speyer, Heidelberg would be my choice. Now, Rüdesheim, there's a lot to do in Rüdesheim. So my favorite thing to do in Rüdesheim is a 5-mile hike that we have through the vineyards. Now you saw the gondola ride, that the gondola will take you up to the top of the mountain, and you'll go over the vineyards. You could get off at the top and walk down through the vineyards if you don't want to do the whole 5-mile hike. You get a great view from the top of the vineyards. You see these spectacular scenic vistas. Now, there is a coffee that's made here in Rüdesheim. It's coffee, brandy, chocolate, and whipped cream, and we set it on fire. Now, that's one of our tour choices in the afternoon. Well, it's more toward the evening. So we're going to be in Rüdesheim pretty much all day, but you're going to get tours in the morning and the afternoon. Now, there's a little choo-choo here too, and it's free, and it takes you from the ship up to the town and back to the ship. But it's a quick, easy walk too, if you would like to walk. There's a wine tasting tour here. There is a mechanical museum called Siegfried's Mechanical Museum. And I was a little reluctant with that one, but I went and I was pleasantly surprised. It was a lot of fun. So again, the little anatomical creations play music and everything. So that was fun. And at night, one of the fun tours to choose from is that coffee making presentation. So don't miss that. And again, Rüdesheim is just a beautiful city. Now, Rüdesheim is the gateway to the Rhine Gorge. The wow factor on this trip by far is the Rhine Gorge. You're going to see over 40 different castles. Our cruise manager narrates. So I like to tell people, if it's nice weather, get yourself a spot on the top deck so that you can see the scenery go by. We have a little Vox box. It's in the shape of a pen and it goes around your neck. When you're on your tours, you're going to put it in your ear and you'll hear your person explaining everything. So when you go on the top deck for the Rhine Gorge, put it on. The cruise manager is going to narrate. And we're also going to give you a sheet with all the different castles so you can pick your own castle. I've never gotten it purchased or not, but it's still fun to do. And if it's cold, we give you furry blankets and we bring out the Rüdesheim coffee on silver platters so you can sip it while you're going through the Rhine Gorge.
Oh my gosh, Kathy, you're just, you gotta stop.
I
Ellen,
know.
you might have to be my roommate and we may have to go. It's crazy. It's like you're giving such a great description of all these things to do.
Oh
So,
my gosh, I just love it all.
yeah,
I'm just so looking forward to it. And my sister's never been, so I'm looking forward to seeing all this through her eyes.
yeah, yeah.
And this is one of my favorite parts of the trip, the Rhine Gorge. I think the river is beautiful, but when you hit this part of the river, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think this is one reason we wanted to do this again. It's just so beautiful.
And you know, Lori, I've never seen the Rhine Gorge in summer. I've seen it in fall and in spring. So I'm just waiting to see all the flowers and everything. So I've hit all the seasons and it's so beautiful. I was on like at Thanksgiving one year, it was freezing. I put my furry blanket on and I kind of looked like a nun with the hood on and everything, but I didn't care because it was worth every minute seeing that Rhine Gorge. Now, this is a favorite stop of mine where I might be embarrassing my husband, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So Cologne, the Cologne Cathedral that you're looking at is the big thing here in Cologne. It took over 600 years to build, and it houses the remains of the three wise men. So this is something you're definitely going to want to see. So we do a city tour that's wonderful, and you see all the sights, but we also do this tour that's called coal spear and potato pancakes. So here's where the embarrassment comes in. We give you unlimited beer and unlimited potato pancakes. I don't go for the beer. And the beer is served in those thin, small glasses, so it doesn't really have a chance to get warm. I go for the potato pancakes. And that day I eat my weight in potato pancakes because there are no potato pancakes better than here in Cologne. And the cathedral's right across the street. So we'll do a quick stop into the cathedral every time we go, but that's our tour choice. The ship isn't docked very far. You can take a one-stop subway or go a couple blocks of a walk. So it's real easy to get back and forth from Cologne. But again, this was a city that was pretty much decimated in World War II. It's been rebuilt. Ironically, we spared the cathedral. It was untouched by our bombing raids, thank goodness. But the city, when you see how it looked and how you're seeing it now, is remarkable. People are friendly. Everybody speaks English, so it's very easy to get around this whole itinerary.
And Kathy, I just want to clarify real quick, because you're talking about the potato pancakes, which of course everyone now is going to want to do. So there's never a situation where a particular tour will be full. There will always be enough guides, right? So everyone could do it if they wanted to.
The only thing that has a capacity are the bikes. There's 25 bikes on the ship, but if we notice that there is an exorbitant amount of persons that want bikes, we can reach out and get more bikes if we have to, but usually that doesn't happen. But trust me, the only day they may run out of potato pancakes is the day I'm there, because I challenged the persons, the one couple that's going to fondue with us. They're big potato pancake eaters. They and my brother-in-law and I are having a contest. I'm winning. And if anybody knew me, I'm always on a diet. This is the one splurge. But yes, we never run out. We just get more guides. We want you to have a cultural immersion and an experience. And our guides are usually college professors, so they're very well versed in any of these destinations. And as many times as I've been to the Heidelberg Castle, every time we had a different guide, I learned something new from each person, which makes me go back and learn more about the history. And my last guide was really informative. And I went back and I found out that King James lived in the Heidelberg Castle, but if anybody knows Mary Queen of Scots, that's her son. So then I did all of this research between Mary Queen of Scots and how all of that came back into Germany. So you learn just so much. But one city that you're going to stop in that's just a showstopper is Amsterdam. And you'll notice none of the buildings are level, but they're worth millions and millions of dollars. The ship docks not very far from downtown Amsterdam. So there will be many ships docked in the harbor in Amsterdam. You just walk under a trestle from where our ship docks and you walk in front of the DoubleTree Hotel. the train station is to the right, and you'll walk across 3 lanes of busy in one direction and 3 in the other, and you'll be in the heart of downtown Amsterdam. By busy, I don't mean cars, I mean bicycles. So you have to go across the street from the bicycles, but it's just a quick walk across the street and you are in downtown Amsterdam. And we just love walking the streets. We hit the different shops. There's cheese shops that you'll try over 30 different kinds of cheeses, and they do let you bring them home. You can pick up tulips. There's a special tulip that you can bring home to the US. There'll be a flap on the outside that says okay to bring to the US and Canada. The other ones you can't get through customs, but these you can. They bloom every year in the spring in my yard. They're wonderful, and they're not very expensive. There's a food called bitterballen that you're going to want to try. There's another kind of cookie thing that's called a stroopwafel. It's wafer thin on the top and bottom, and they cook them in the streets, and they're filled with caramel or chocolate or what, caramel and chocolate, but they're wonderful. But the beauty of it is you walk all over through the streets very safely. We have a tour that's included that's a glass roofed boat. So we'll take you through the canals and you'll see everything canal level. And just honestly, it's just such a great spot. And again, very safe, very easy to navigate. And that's where you're going to end your cruise or go home or maybe spend a post tour somewhere. So it's up to you as much as you want. The beauty of this too is you have professional travel advisors from Shoreline that will do pre-post, do your air. They can do everything for you. So it's going to be the easy button that you're hitting, one-stop shop. So now that's going to conclude my presentation. Oh, not really. Sorry. We are no longer requiring masks, but we do not require vaccines either. If it comes back, we will bring them back. But right now, no one is requiring masks anywhere. If you feel ill, we will do no-touch temperature checks. We sanitize everybody's luggage before it's brought on. And then we always had a heating and air conditioning system in the cabins that brings outside air. We did not have to change or retrofit our ships because we always have fresh air on the ships, whether it's the cabin or the public areas, which have bigger systems, but you don't have to worry about any of that on AMA. And who's our guest? People will want the lap of luxury in a 5-star floating boutique hotel with all of the inclusions I mentioned in the tours. And one thing I didn't mention, gentlemen, you don't have to dress up and wear sport coats and ties. The only person wearing a sport coat and tie is going to be the captain. You do have to wear pants at dinner. Nonetheless, during the day, I'm going to be wearing shorts and a t-shirt on all of the excursions in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have a sundress on. If I'm on in the winter or inclement weather, I'll wear long pants or jeans. So will my husband. He'll wear his golf pants. I'll pack some light sweaters. But the weather in Europe is very similar to my weather in the Poconos. We're on that same level, but it's just a 5-star floating hotel, lap of luxury, casual environment. And we do have single prices for those solo people. And if you're traveling alone, you won't be alone for long because it's real conducive to making new friends. Then we have this book called The Berlitz Guide to River Cruising. Last time they did an evaluation, we had 10 of the top 15 ships. Our 2 newest ships were not included in this, along with the Ama Magna. So when they do it again, we will have 15 of the top 15 ships. But if you do want to grab it, they have it at Barnes & Noble and other bookstores. The fact that it disseminates information that you might not think is relevant to your cruise is a very important thing. So it will give you a lot of information that you might not be expecting. So again, so you may want to pick that up. So here we are, our AMA family, welcoming you all on board. And I'm going to open this up for questions.
Thank you, Kathy. That was a great presentation, and I'm so excited. And I know we have so many people on here right now and a lot of questions. So Ellen is going to go through all the questions. We'll get those answered, and then we'll talk a little bit about next steps and what we need to do.
Perfect. So give us the questions, Ellen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ellen. I'm with Shoreline Destination. So I'm just going to go through, Kathy, we have a bunch of questions. So we're going to go through them hopefully pretty quickly.
Okay.
The first question is, how late does the ship stay in ports?
It depends. Usually it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, but we will give you the date or the time that it's leaving. Just be on board before it does. And we usually sail at night.
Okay. The next question is, are there any medical facilities or medical staff on the ship?
No. There's a defibrillator, but no medical staff on anybody's river cruise. We're in fact the only river cruise that has a defibrillator, but we have provisions to get people on and off the ship quickly if need be. And we have different doctors and different medical facilities to get people off to. We do this every week, multiple times, so we know where we can get people off. So it's really quick and easy.
Great. Do you have to go to the ship for lunch, or can you grab and go get your lunch when you depart in the morning?
Absolutely. You can grab and go out of the lounge. You can do whatever you want. You're on vacation.
The next question is, what time is happy hour?
The hour before dinner every day. You don't want to miss that.
I love that.
And then the next question is, what time is dinner?
It changes depending on the port and the lock times and everything else, but you'll know what time is dinner. It's usually 6:30, 7 o'clock, depending. But it will be in your AmaCruiser app, and it will be in paperwork on your bed every day. Nobody's going to miss dinner. Don't worry. And don't miss happy hour either.
In vaccination, you talked about a little bit, but are there any vaccination requirements for the countries that we're traveling to?
No. There's no vaccine requirements. The only country that requires a vaccine that we travel to is Cambodia. And that's not our requirement, but it's theirs. But the whole Schengen Treaty area where you're going does not require any vaccines. There's no more COVID protocol. It's all been lifted.
Sounds good. The next question is about dietary restrictions. I know we have a few people on here that are gluten-free. I specialize in gluten-free travel, so if you're gluten-free and you're going, I will be providing gluten-free translation cards, my tips for traveling. But Kathy, can you talk a little bit about what gluten-free options are available, and if you can handle gluten-free and dairy-free? For example, do they have bread, pasta, that type of stuff?
We can handle gluten-free and dairy-free and nut-free and all of those other wonderful frees. I just make gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, taste-free cupcakes for my granddaughter's birthday today because she's allergic to everything. But nonetheless, yes, we can do all of that. Just put it in the reservation so that those persons will meet with the chef when they come on board. And then every day they will get their own customized menu to choose from. So there is no problem. There's also a vegetarian option every day. There's a meat option, poultry, fish, vegetarian. And if somebody doesn't like that, we always have salmon or steak or grilled chicken. There's always something. There's always a burger and fries too, if somebody wants to pick that. So you don't have to worry. We have vegan options, everything.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Do we have to check in and out of the ship every day? Is it through the app? How does that work?
When you leave the ship, you will check out. So we need to know who's gone and who's come back. You're going to get your own key card, and it's just a little thing that you go ding, and your picture dings up on the screen. So the crew knows it's you. When you hit it's like a little light, and then it goes ding, and they see your picture. They know you've gone, and then you hit it when you come back, so they know you're back. So we know who's on the ship and not. But yes, you have to go check in and out.
Sounds easy. Do you need to register for tours in advance?
You can register up to 60 days prior. And guess what? You can change your mind up to 5 minutes before you go. A lot of people make new friends and they want to change, so we let them change.
Love that.
That is great.
I love that too. Yeah, sounds very easy.
We are the easy button.
Where do you fly into if you do not choose Lake Como?
You will fly into Basel, Switzerland, or you can do what I'm doing. I'm flying into Zurich, and I hired a private car to take myself and my sister and her husband and my husband over. The private vehicle was $300 for the two couples. You can take the train. The train is a little less expensive. My husband just had back surgery, so that's why we took the private car. Otherwise, we'd be on the train. So it's really easy to get around Europe. And
Yeah,
then
I just flew into Zurich as well, and there may be more air schedules into Zurich. So again, it's not that far, and we can arrange transportation for those that aren't going to do Lake Como. So great option there.
Is there a formal night?
No,
Uh,
not at all.
What about the book that you recommended? Can you let us know again the name of the book?
It's called The Berlitz Guide to River Cruising. So any of the bookstores have it. You can order it from Amazon, Barnes and Noble. And when I'm in your area, I will bring you one because I have some in my garage.
This sounds good. We have a couple more questions and then I'm going to pull up the site that explains the pricing, the room options, how to
Right.
request a quote. I've also put that in the chat and we'll send it out in an email afterwards. So I know, people are excited. They want more details. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
What is the cost of connecting rooms? Do they have balconies and how many people do they accommodate?
Hold on. What's the price on a connecting room? Ellen, you're going in and out just a bit.
Okay.
How many people does it accommodate? Also, does it have a balcony? Well, I guess it would depend on the stateroom category that's selected.
All of the staterooms that are connecting have balconies.
So would it be like category C or would it be the
BB, not,
It would start with BB.
yes.
Okay. So you'll just need to reach out to us if you have a special request where you're looking for a connecting stateroom. You would need to speak with us and we can see if we can make that happen.
The next question is, are euros accepted through the entire ship?
Of course. And we accept credit cards, and this itinerary accepts euros except for in Switzerland, they use Swiss francs.
Someone's asking about the insurance options.
We are going to price that out. The company name is Travel Insured. You're welcome to go online and take a look at Travel Insured. It'll be the worldwide trip protector. That is who we're using for insurance. We will go into detail and explain what is considered covered reasons versus not. That depends on what kind of refund you're going to get, but we've been working with Travel Insured for years. I've been very happy with them. So that would be something when I talk about next steps. Once you actually deposit on your cruise, we will then have one of the agents will be sending you an insurance quote that you'll be able to review. And if you'd like to purchase it, you'll be able to purchase it directly from the link. And if you have any what if questions, like what if something happens to my dog? Again, we're not licensed travel insurance agents. We are able to quote it, to provide it, but there'll be a toll-free number on your quote that you can call ahead of time, ask whatever questions you want to Travel Insured prior to purchasing it. So we can't answer a lot of those specifics. We rather send you the quote. You can call Travel Insured, get your questions answered. If you're comfortable proceeding, you'll be able to purchase it directly from the link.
And on our website for this cruise, again, which I'll pull up in just a second, there is a link on there for information about what the insurance includes. And I also just put the link in the chat as well. So the next question is, do you have twin beds for two friends?
Yes. Just let the team at Shoreline know the bedding and they will put it in and we will accommodate.
Yep, we have some of those already. So yes.
And then the last question is, are the bathrooms larger in the larger room?
Yes. So once you get to those twin balcony cabins, it's huge and they're all marble, absolutely beautiful. So yes, they are bigger. Now I'm usually in the lowest category in the E. Those are 160 square feet. It's a smaller bathroom and my husband's a big guy, but we still navigated very easily.
And you know what we could do, Ellen, is maybe on the website, I don't know if there's a link that we can put with the deck plan, the square footage of the staterooms, but we're going to talk more about that because we have a limited number of staterooms. We've already had a number of people reach out to us. So I don't want to cause a frenzy, but if this is truly something you're interested in, we really need to get your information. I actually have already emailed my contact at AMA to ask what inventory is left on the ship, because I'm getting nervous that we are going to need more inventory. So I will tell you, for example, category BB, Bravo, Bravo. I don't even know if we have it on our website. That is sold out. So you're really looking at category BA and above, or you would go category C and down. So we will discuss it once you fill out the form. You can put what category you're requesting, and then we'll have to get back to you on if there's enough inventory. We're taking it on a first come, first serve basis at this point.
You know what, I'm going to have to say goodbye because I have another presentation, but thank you everyone. And
Thank
we
you,
look forward to
Kathy.
welcoming you
Thank you,
aboard.
Kathy. Wonderful
Thank you.
job. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you. We're going to get
so
those.
much.
We're going to get the tip. We're going to have you create a document for us with all those good tips. So thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
So for those that are still with us and have still hung on with us, I've pulled up the page on our website that talks about this particular cruise. I've also dropped it in the chat, and you will be getting it via email afterwards. But you'll find on here information on pricing, the itinerary, everything. You'll see Lori, who was on the call. She'll be escorting the group. And you can see everything that's included. We have the deck plans on here already.
Good.
The itinerary, the options for pre and post cruise and what those include. And then pricing for the room categories that we have. So Andrea, since you were starting to talk about room categories, again, you want to just mention of the 4 here, you know, where we're at and what's available.
Right. So we have category D, and there's one lower that Kathy was saying. She usually goes in category E. That's going to be very similar to category D. So you can see category D is just going to have fixed windows. There's no balcony, but this is a really cost-effective way to be able to do this incredible itinerary. So we have category Ds. I know there were category Es available. We can get more of those. Category C is your first step up where you're going to get that French balcony. So you're not going to have a balcony to sit on, but you still can open the doors, let the air in. So category C will give you that French balcony, and we still have a number of those available. And I'm going to ask for more inventory there. There's a pretty decent amount of category Cs. So that is available. And then if we go down to category BB is sold out. So we cannot, there are physically not any more staterooms on the ship anymore. So those that have already filled out the form and requested BB, we believe we have enough for you. We're going back and looking at everything, but that we're going to remove off the website. So the next level would be the category BA, which again, it's 200 square feet. Category BB is 200 square feet. It's really the placement and the deck of the ship. So you can see category BA is on deck 3 versus BB is on deck 2. So a lot of times the pricing, the square footage is the same. The pricing difference is just you're on a higher deck. And you can see the savings per couple here. I do want to mention this. This is, if you go online, you will see how much of a savings per couple or for 2 people in a room, you're really saving. And because of that, this is a very special contract we have with AMA. This is a special sailing that I've contracted with them. So some of the main key differences when you put your deposit down, which is $800 per person, that is non-refundable, nor is the stateroom itself. So you are required to pay for that stateroom. So that is why we are going to send you an insurance quote, whether you want it or not. Our responsibility is to send you a quote, and we are highly recommending you purchase the travel insurance, because we don't want to get into a situation where 3 months down the line you have to cancel and you're on the hook for the stateroom, unfortunately, because the way I've done this contract, you're getting this huge savings, but it is truly non-refundable. So I just want to mention that it is a huge savings, and the fact that Lori is going to be on the ship guiding this group. She's done this river cruise before. And I have to say, I love Ama. I've worked with Ama for years. And I'd like to think I've converted some past river cruisers that were on other brands. I put them on Ama and they're like, Andrea, we loved it. So I have a very good relationship with them. And that's why we were able to get this cruise at this sort of discount.
So I'm just going to scroll down through here real quick. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but just some of the extra costs, terms, conditions.
Well, real quick, Ellen, let me just, for those that aren't on it, and since we're doing the sending this out. So again, deposit is $800 per person. We are going to, after this call, essentially next steps, we will be sending an email out over the next week for those that have already contacted us to make sure we have your credit card information, we have your correct room category that you want. We will be making the deposits sometime the first week of August. Don't panic. We will reach out to you as soon as it's done. For those that have not signed up for it, again, Ellen has put the link to the website where you can fill out a short form. Please get that in as soon as possible. It's going to take us a couple days to review inventory. $800 per person will be non-refundable. We will then send the travel insurance quote within a week of your deposit. You will have approximately 14 days to review that, maybe a little less, review it and purchase insurance. And then final payment is going to be in January on January 15th, but that does not mean that in between August 1 and January 15, you can cancel. It's still, you are paying for the full stateroom. We're just not requiring that full payment. Additional fees, port charges are $224 per person, prepaid gratuities. You can add that on ahead of time. I think Lori and I always recommend just get it done. So you can add that on ahead of time, but you can choose to also pay on the ship. It's going to be the same price whether you do it ahead of time or on the ship. And then pre-post nights, I know Lori is doing the 3-night pre in Lake Como. So you can see the pricing there. As long as we need to have 10 hotel rooms, we will get that pricing, which is going to be a little bit less than what's in the brochure if you were to go online. So we expect to have over 10 hotel rooms. So that pricing is listed there. Lori will be there. We also have the 2-night post in Amsterdam. That package can be added on. Again, you can put that in your form if you want the pre-night and the post or one or the other. And then gratuities we touched on. Transportation, this is where we've had a lot of questions about what's included, what's not. Because this is a special contracted sailing, I have pricing, but a lot of it is contingent on how many people are doing the pre-night, how many are doing the post-night. They're going to adjust the price. They may give us a charter bus if we have so many people. So I know some people have had questions. It's just run a little differently than maybe what you're used to, where we can just quote it out and send you a reservation. We can't, because this is done as a contract, which depends on how many people are joining. So please just be patient with us. We promise we will get you the transportation costs once everyone is booked. And between Lori and I, once everyone's booked, you're going to be hearing from us periodically over the next 3, 4, 5 months on reminders on when those excursions open to book and what Lori's thinking about doing and those sorts of things. So you'll be hearing from both of us. If there's any more questions related to this, if you want to put it in there, we can always answer it afterwards. Is there anything that I've missed, Alan or Laura?
So, well, the only thing I was going to say is you can see here what's included, but the most important thing is at the bottom of this page is the form to fill out to get your name on the list. So we're putting a list together of, you know, who wants which category staterooms. So as people put their request in, you know, and different categories fill up, we'll be putting them in order as how we've received the requests. So if you've already filled out the form or contacted a travel advisor with your information, you don't need to worry about this. But if you haven't, please fill this out and then we'll get in touch with you for more details.
And I would say again, I'm not trying to cause a frenzy, but I've held 24 cabins in the various categories, and I think we are already at 14, 15, 16 cabins. So I've sent a note to see what inventory is left that I can bring over, because we have an awful lot of people on this call today. And I certainly want those that want to join to have the opportunity, but we have to truly take it on first come, first serve. So that's how we'll be running it, but we may be doing a Christmas market for 2024 with Laurie. We're in the works on that. So if for some reason this sells out, there might be another opportunity in the future.
Yeah, this is a wonderful trip. I like I said, we've been on the Rhine River before, but there's a lot of little things I like about this, with being able to add the 3 nights in Lake Como. I just like some of the features that Kathy detailed today with Ama, all the inclusions that you get, particularly the tours. My goodness, that is huge. Yeah, and she was making me hungry with the dining. And for those who have traveled with Laurie before, when she was talking about all the wonderful food and the potato pancakes and Cologne and everything, I think the ladies that have traveled with me before will know when I say, make sure you pack your stretchy pants. You're going to need them. Definitely.
Oh, I love it. I know. I was honestly, truly excited when she was talking about every stop and her favorites. And I really, I would, if there's a stateroom left, I truly may have to do it, because it's such a great itinerary. So we don't want to keep people too long. It looks like maybe one person put something in the chat, maybe.
Somebody said, I filled out the form. Will you contact me for credit card information?
Yes. So over the past couple weeks since we've announced this, we've been keeping track. You're welcome to email us. The general email is info@shorelinedestinations.com. Again, that's info@shorelinedestinations.com. If you're a bit worried, we should have responded already, potentially asking you some questions. But feel free to email us again. But yes, those that have filled out the form, we have your information. We have if you listed a stateroom or not. But we're going to have to gather more information, because not everybody said whether they wanted pre or post. So we will be in touch over the next week, but you can always email us as well if you're worried, just to make sure we have your information. And we have that we are recording this. We're going to send it out afterwards again. So you will be hearing from Laurie and myself over the next 5 to 6 days to make sure we have everyone's information. Okay, well, thank you, ladies. Kathy did such a great job, and I'm so excited. And again, thank you, Laurie, for picking this one and sort of coming out of retirement and escorting this great group. So we're just so excited to have you, and look forward to lots more cruises with you. So
well, thank you, ladies, for doing such a wonderful job. And thank you to all that tuned in today. Yes. to get this information. And we hope that you'll go with us on this next trip, and look forward to exploring a new, well, not for us, not a new place, but for some of you, a new place together.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend, and we will be talking soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.